All right. So look, I'm a Minnesota Timberwolves fan. And I'm one of the biggest Anthony Edwards fans. And I was extremely disappointed last night. What I saw from Ant. But what I will say, nobody's saying. Okay, look, I'm gonna lay it out right. I think Minnesota wins this series in five. Maybe six. Maybe Golden State takes one more game. I only like the Warriors don't have an answer for Minnesota's defense. I don't think so. I think Minnesota has to shoot the ball better, man. Like you can't. Minnesota's 12 for 70, as we all saw. Ants big. Oh my gosh. I mean that's what we're all saying, and that's you seeing after the game. As fans, when we're watching it live, it's horrifying. I mean, the last two games have been horrifying. Even the win over the Lakers was ugly. Matter the end score is 102-96. The shot quality was 121 to 99. People saying if Minnesota hit the shots they were supposed to or open, they would have been a blowout over the Lakers. After the same in the Lakers game, and I think is learning something. I think Charles Barkley, everybody wants to talk about inside NBA, gave a great point. First, Ant did not come out in the first half with energy. All we kept seeing was, yeah, if Ant is a one team on the play in the playoffs, who would it be? I want Golden State. I want Golden State. I want to knock them off. Everybody talk about Golden State. I want to be the one to knock them off. Okay, well here's Golden State for you, dude. Here's Golden State now, and you'll just whoop your ass right in front of your home fan. I just fly out. So that's what I'm trying to figure out. You can't say I want somebody then let them come whoop your ass. I mean, it just can't happen. Like it just can't happen. You got to come ready to play. You can't come say, "Oh, I want somebody," and then come out there and crap the bed. You got to come out 4 quarters and play your best basketball. And the problem I have a problem is this, man. I don't care what Don DiVincenzo does. I don't care what Nas Reed does. Jay McDaniels. You're a superstar player. You are supposed to make everybody right. No one's gonna be perfect. You never have a perfect game. But dude, never once in a game should I have to question. Oh my gosh, should I say Anthony Edwards is the problem right now? Anthony Edwards isn't helping us. He's not doing anything for us. He is not doing anything. He is not playing at a superstar level. If everybody else is playing bad, Anthony Edwards should be the one person I should be able to rely on in Minnesota that could play good. Because I can live with that. Role players are role players. I can't live with Anthony Edwards playing horrendous because had he played even a C minus game, they would have won this game. I think Ant learned a big thing from wrestling. I'm gonna tie this in now. I think Ant learned this. Yes, did you lead the league in NBA 3 pointers? In 3 pointers, that is phenomenal. That's phenomenal. But dude, like Charles Barkley said, save the threes for later. I want to see you get to the rim, get to the mid range, go get fouled. Because, like Charles Barkley said, every time Anthony Edwards takes a three, the defense prays. And they say, thank the Lord this guy took a three. Every time. Every single time. I'm fine with threes. And look, even if you can take, I'm fine with threes. But when you get to two, 3 or 4 or 5, and you're missing them, like not even his answer mentality should always be, I'm gonna go get downhill. I'm gonna go get downhill. I'm gonna go get downhill. I'm gonna go get to the mid range. I'm gonna go get fouled. I'm gonna go dunk on somebody. I think Kenny Smith said something great too. When Ant's mentality is I'm gonna go dunk on you, then lay it up, that's when he's at his best. When his mentality is I'm gonna go lay it up, then maybe I'll dunk on you. Then that's when he's at his worst. His mentality has to be to go kill. You can't come out and just lay an egg like that, man, in front of your home fan. Is after everybody's seeing the clips. You talking about, oh, I want to play Golden State. I want to play Golden State. Okay, that's fine. But here's Golden State. You got to go play then. You can't just be talk. You gotta go. You gotta go back up your talk. So you want Golden State? You got Golden State. Now what are you gonna do? You played horrendous. Everybody's talking bad about you. What are you going to do? What is your response going to be when adversity hits in the playoffs? This will make the playoffs so difficult. Adversity has hit Anthony Edwards. All he heard last series was how great he was. Now adversity hits. How will you respond? The great players respond. How will you respond? Like Chris Finch said, I am so glad Minnesota is such a phenomenal head coach. It was on Anthony Edwards. He didn't set the tone. You have to be a tone setter. Julius Randle's great, but you have to be a tone setter, dude. You have to be a tone setter. Julius Randle cannot bail you out. You have to be a tone setter. You got to come in here and set the tone. Flat out. You got to come out here and dominate. You got to come. I see Steph. I see red. I see Warriors. I see red. Steph on the floor, bet. I see red. We not losing tonight. Not on my accord. Not on my watch. I'm not gonna let that happen. I'm gonna make sure we win tonight. You've got to take these games over, dude. If you want to be if you want to be the best on the planet, if you want to be in those conversations with Michael Jordan and LeBron, you have to dominate every single game. It cannot happen when you just have duds like this. And like they said, like I keep saying, is it the fact that he has a 3 point shot? Great, but that is not something you should be relying on. You need to get downhill and get to the mid range. My best advice to Anthony Edwards: go watch Kevin Durant. Go watch Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant can shoot a three, yes, but go watch how many threes KD's shooting. Go watch how many times KD's getting downhill or getting to his mid range. KD don't live off threes. Go look at. I will say that's my best advice, and that's why I hope they get KD to Minnesota, because I think that's the next step in Ant's game, and I think Booker lost that in Phoenix. Is why he's regressed. Is same thing with Devin Booker. They get too much caught up in the threes and just play to your strength. You're naturally when you under the 3 point line, you're one of the best on the planet, if not the best. So go do that. I think like same thing with Booker at Budenholzer. I think he fell in love too much this season with the threes instead of playing to what he knows. And I think that's what made KD so special because KD don't play to the threes. KD just play, okay, man, I'm going to get a mid range. Now, if the threes come, I'll take them. And KD says, I start the game off trying to get downhill and try to get to them and get to my mid range. And I want to just let me just see myself put the ball in the basket first. Then I get to my 3 point shot. Like Chet Holmgren said, 54% is OD off hang pulls. Like it's simple as that. Like because he can be 54% because he works his way to the 3 point line. He don't start with 3 point. Even Steph Curry start with they do free throws or right in the basket, just form shots right in front of the basket. You work your way out inside out. Now Steph's a different story. He can work his way outside in, but you work his way inside out. Ant has to be the mentality of I've got to get downhill. I think he needs to go watch some Kevin Durant and some old Devin Booker film because even though Devin Booker is his rival, so is Kevin Durant. You need to go watch their film, especially Kevin Durant, because those guys, especially Booker back a couple years ago, 2023, when he was getting downhill, that's when he's at his best. Every time Ant doesn't drive or take a mid-range shot, defense praise because it's a win for them. So Ant understand that, like flat out. I thought he played an average game. Now I will say this: first half he played horrendous. He scored a point. I was embarrassed. I was like, how long is this kid gonna last with a point, man? In the second half, I do think people aren't saying is he played a phenomenal second half. I do think that people are underrating that. In the second half, he had 22 points, 7 rebounds, 9 for 14 for field goal, 1 for 5 from 3. I do think he played a phenomenal second half. I do think he came out and showed something in the second half. And what changed in the second half was everything he did was getting downhill. I'm gonna get downhill. I'm gonna get downhill. I'm gonna get downhill. I'm gonna get downhill. And he got downhill on Golden State, and they couldn't stop him. And that's why he had 22.7 rebounds and 9-14 field goal. That's what he needs to do. And let the threes come when they come. But your focus should be, I'm getting downhill. And you know what's going to start happening? Nas Reed wide open. DiVincenzo wide open. Randall wide open. Nico Alexander wide open. Mike Conley wide open. Randall wide open. Terrence Shannon, Jalen Clark, all those guys. Because what the defense is going to start doing, because Golden State don't have a rim protector. Draymond, and that's the thing too I don't like Minnesota. Minnesota needs to understand that Draymond is not a rim protector. So they need to go at Draymond. He's 6'7", 6'8". Go dunk on him. Go finish over him. Make him go block your shot. He's not your traditional big. So especially if I'm Ant, I'm going at him. He ain't no 7-foot guy. Even if he was, I still would go at him. But you got it. Especially they should dominate the paint. There's no traditional big in there. When Looney is not in there, and Post is a power forward at best. Really damn near small. He played like a soft. He couldn't pose a soft. As everybody who shoots threes pretty much is. Except for guys like Miles Turner maybe, but besides the point, different for a different day. Like that's my mentality. If I'm Ant, I do think he needs to get credit because I think what's great, what Ant showed in his what Ant showed me, this guy has greatness is he was not stubborn last night. He understood at the first half, hey, I have got to stop shooting threes and I've got to get downhill. And I think that's what people aren't giving him credit for. Because yes, did he have a horrible game? Did he play bad in the first half? But second half, I watched the game. He was making an attention. He made it a point to I'm going to get to the rim, and that's what he did. Even hit what's his name with a finger point. That's some swagger right there. That's a swagger I want to see from Ant because when Ant gets on Hill, the swagger comes back, and then you start feeling good, and then guess what? The three's gonna start falling, and that's when you become the best, one of the best players, the best player on the planet. That's what happens. So, I think that people need to give him credit. I will give him credit. That's what great players do. They adjust, and I have to get Ant credit because even though he wasn't at his best last night, he was still great. And he was great because he adjusted. Because it could have been so easy for Ant to say, man, this is on my teammates, this is on everybody else. I'm gonna keep shooting threes. I'm gonna keep doing me. Blah blah. He didn't, and shooting threes isn't him, but he did. He did. And he said, I'm gonna do what I know I need to do and get downhill. And he did it. And that's what greatness does. That's what great players do. They adjust. If this isn't working, I'm gonna find something else. I'm gonna go do something else because that's what great players do. They have multiple facets in which they can score the ball and do different things. So if one way isn't working, they have another way that they can beat you. And I think even the last night, he wasn't the Ant we all know. He showed greatness in the fact that he adjusted. And a lot of players don't have the propensity to do that. And especially in the middle of a game when you're getting embarrassed and getting your ass kicked in front of a team you beg to play in front of your home fan base and the arena's freaking dead. To be able to do something like that, I think did show greatness in Ant. And that's why he's going to be the next Michael Jordan because of that mindset. I do think we're going to look back at the end of this play and say, wow, he was never the same player after this moment. I do think that's what it's going to be. I think him hearing all the bad talk is going to motivate him. And I think for the rest of his career, this is going to be a marking point in Ant's career that, hey, from now on, I will never let this happen again. Never, ever will I play this bad or let something like this ever happen again. Especially not in front of my home fan base. You should never have this happen in front of your home fan base. Never, 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 never. Never, 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 never. It should never happen. You can't play this bad and embarrass yourself in front of your home fan base. You can't. Definitely on the road because the great players always show up on the road. But never in front of your home base can you be in an organization that's really starting to come up and the fans really starting to buy into Ant and the organization has been just dead silent for years since the big ticket. And you show up like this in front of your home base and disappoint your home fans like this. You can never do that. I think Minnesota's one of the great fan bases in the league. I think Target's one of the great arenas in the league. I think this is the next Michael Jordan. Just like Jordan was in Chicago, a smaller market. I think Minnesota's a smaller market. Not really TLY talks about, but this dude's going to be a jet. He's a once in a century player. I promise you that. Jordan had the 1900s. Steph's gonna LeBron, and he had the 90s. Katie had the LeBron had the 2000s. Ant's gonna have the 2020s to the 2030s. I'm telling you now. So I just think it's gonna be a marking point for him. Now to the rest of the game, I do think the Wolves win in 5 or 6. I can see the Wolves winning 4 straight. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think Golden State has an answer for the Wolves defense in the half court. Less missed threes means less transition opportunities for the Warriors. I'm not concerned now. Jimmy Butler, let's see what he does. He has shown a propensity to be a big time player, but he hasn't really been exactly what I think we've all thought he would be in Golden State consistently on a 99 out basis. But like somebody said on first take, all they need is one Jimmy Butler game to win. But now they still need to win that game. You can Jimmy Butler can have 40 points and they lose. That doesn't do anything for you. But whatever that game is for Jimmy Butler, the Warriors need to win that game. Whatever that big game is, I don't think it'll be game two. I find it very hard to believe that Minnesota will lose game two. And if it does, there's going to be some discussion that need to be had. But I think Golden State they're gonna look. I mean, they did their job. They stole the game. Golden State's not looking to win game two. They stole the game, especially without Steph. If they had Steph, it'd be different. But even without Steph, but without Steph, you're not looking to. You just look. You stole. The goal was steal one, and let's just go back to Golden State one tied 1-1. Take our chance, especially without Steph. You're taking that without Steph. If somebody told Golden State without Steph, hey, we're gonna not have Steph Curry in game one. We're gonna win, and we're gonna still be able to steal game one, and then go back to Golden State at worst tied 2-2 for game three. You're taking that. At worst, down 2-1 in game four, you're taking that, okay? So that just get out of the way. But I do think that Minnesota can win 4 straight. I think Jimmy Butler may have one game, but even I'm not sure they win that. I just think if Minnesota can get these, I think from now on, rest of the playoffs, the threes will fall. Minnesota can blow out Golden State. I don't really see this being much of a series. Unless Steph came back, he could will them, him and Jimmy, then it could become a problem. But I just think Minnesota's defense in the half court is too good. And when Minnesota's offense is rolling, they're just really hard to beat, man. And Ant's playing at his best, and offense is rolling. He's part of it. His offense is hard. I mean, Minnesota offense won't be rolling as Ant's playing at his best, really. I know it can be. I'm lying. It can be, but At their best, obviously, at their best, Ant has to be a superstar. And I think if what he's gonna be, I'm not saying I know he will. I know this team will do it. He's going to do it. The team's gonna do it. I think the Wolves win in five. At worst six. Maybe Jim Butler wins the game, but I think Wolves win in five, and they're playing Denver in the West Conference Finals, flat out. Um, I'm gonna say that I don't take much from Golden State winning Game One. And I think we're gonna have a repeat of West Conference semifinals last year. Wolves Nuggets. It's gonna be real fun, man. So I'll leave it at that. I think I said what I said. Yeah, just simple as that, man. You just can't overreact to games. You can't overreact to players having a bad. You got to look like inside the game inside the game, and look at mentalities and what Ant did later on in that game and that kind of stuff. I'm excited, man. This guy's the face of the league and there's reason for it. He's not no fraud. Jason Tatum. He's gonna show why. Just watch, man.